Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. We're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question, and that is from someone who is struggling with narcissistic parents. I've had a number of questions come up that are along the same topic and the same concept, so that's what we're going to talk about today. When you understand about narcissistic families, there's going to be a dysfunction in the patterns that are created in those relationships, in those relationship dynamics. There's going to be a tug of war, basically a tug of wills. And what is best for some people in the family unit or that are not so ideal or healthy for some people in that family dynamic. Now, when we talk really about narcissism, we're talking about people who have a preoccupation of self-importance, and they have an insatiable need to have control. Insatiable meaning it's never really satisfied. They don't ever give it up. They don't ever really change. They have an insatiable need to control and oftentimes manipulate other people that are serving them. So everything serves them. It's a one-directional relationship pattern. In other words, they do not have empathy. They don't factor in that other people have feelings, needs, opinions, and that those should be allowed to be expressed. So oftentimes there's a shutting down of communication from some family members, quieting the one, shutting them up, putting them in the corner, making them feel bad, making them feel shame in that there's something basically inherently wrong, so you can just kind of observe, but you can't participate. There's this feeling that this other person is not welcome, yet they're invited to the family. So there's this real cognitive dissonance, meaning what they say and how you feel and what they do is completely different. There's a disconnect. Why don't you come and, it would be so great to see you, and then you go there and then, they're giving you the jabs, they're giving you the look, the cold shoulder, looks of disapproval. What they say and what they do is completely different. And usually there's a manipulation or an agenda that's designed to help them look better always. It's an always situation. And, this in a family dynamic is especially tough because your family is really going to be there for the long haul. They're going to be there for the long run. It's where you were born into. It's what you've got going on. It can be part of your DNA, and it can help you to express the positive aspects of your DNA and experience the positive aspects of life, or it can be downright ugly. It can be downright uncomfortable. It can be downright unfair, unjust. And those individuals are oftentimes who are in the family, who are your empaths, who are different from maybe the personality types of the others. We've got a battle of the wills. One person wants peace and to get along and to have things be fair and balanced and this give and take. And the other people who are narcissistic are going to be your energy takers. They're going to be the ones who leave you kind of feeling unhappy, that you've just lost a part of yourself. You've lost time, you've lost ground, you've lost opportunities to smile and enjoy life without this tension. The scapegoating essentially is a very common tactic of a narcissist who is kind of a insecurity deep within, but they aren't responsible for working through it themselves. In fact, they will use this as a form of projection onto others. In other words, there's this feeling of blame onto others, a projection of insecurity or faults of character where there is none. So they project what they are feeling onto others, and so there's this feeling of tension. There's a barrier, there's a disconnect, there's a disharmony going on, a disconnect, a conflict, a clash, a chaos that then emerges, and you see triangulation going on, one trying to butter up one parent and play them to get alignment on their side, and then they're going to use this dynamic to then talk about somebody behind their back, which is not fair. That's not good communication. That's not good business. That only creates gossip and negative energy. Negative meaning, you should be able to tell people, how you feel or what's going on directly to their face. In other words, so they can't get around with this splitting, meaning treating you one way and then treating you another way behind your back, and then using that to disempower you or make you feel out of the loop, uninformed, unintelligent, or whatever the is that they want to put on you. It's like the the opposite of them, and they're trying to make you feel bad. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel heard. This is, a very typical situation. Projection, gaslighting, things that cause you to doubt yourself, and sort of take away your dream, your vision, your positive aspect of self. I mean, your strengths. They don't want you to be strong. The family dynamic of narcissism is to understand that the narcissist sees others as an extension of themselves. So, they are very possessive. They're like, everyone else is an extension of me, versus them being, independent and individual people that deserve respect, acknowledgement, validation, versus being taken advantage of and like they just own you. The narcissist gives this feeling of, if you're not, up to their expectations of a reflection of them and what they want, they're not factoring in you, your personality, who you are. You feel that people feel oftentimes invisible in relationships that are plagued with narcissists, because they don't feel seen. They might be physically present, but they don't acknowledge and validate. So there's this feeling of being invisible, feeling invisible, and then the shame that feels that they're inherently flawed. These are typical feelings of individuals who are in families where there is a narcissist as a parent. And the parent can, dish out, and then the confusion starts when there's positive mixed with negative. They're positive in that they want to invite you, holidays, birthdays, certain situations, but then the negative, the you owe me, you've got these strings attached. There's this, I can control you. And this is never a good feeling, to be controlled, especially as you get older. If you're a child and the parent is setting, your routine, setting your values, helping you to learn what, your arithmetic, your math, your A's and B's and C's, that's one thing. But as you get older, they should not have to minimize and keep you into this child regress state, which oftentimes a narcissist will do if you might outshine them, outgrow them, out-earn them, have a different identity than what they wanted for you. I mean, it can be very heavy. The narcissist who wants you to be this, that, or the other thing. Be yourself. Be authentic, be genuine, be in tune with your own heart. Do not subjugate yourself, and to more of a narcissistic treatment. Begin to understand that's who they are, and you have an ability and a choice and a responsibility to yourself to be yourself and take charge of your emotions and really disconnect from that chaos and begin to set things in order for yourself. Begin to cut the ties that bind. Begin to cut that, so that you can function and open up your heart and opportunity for life to meet other people who can reflect